Hi, I'm Veronica Gonzalez, Chief Executive Officer at Valley Health Partners Community Health Center, also known as VHP. VHP is a federally qualified health center lookalike dedicated to advancing the health and wellness of our community's most vulnerable here in the Lehigh Valley. We offer care that is culturally sensitive, linguistically appropriate, and meets our patients where they are. Our care is accessible to all members of our community, regardless of ability to pay. We are proud to partner with our patients and be led by them as they achieve health and wellness. To learn more about Valley Health Partners, you can visit us at valleyhealthpartners.org, or to schedule an appointment with us, you can call us at 610-969-4200.
Hey, hello, everybody, and welcome to another great Game Changers, people who are doing great things in this Lehigh Valley community, affecting change. And a guy I love, first of all, I love his name, and I have a daughter, Alex. Alex, doing great stuff, really, with the Lehigh Valley group and the Health Network. And Alex, first and foremost, thank you for your concern about veterans. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for your service, Lieutenant Colonel. I mean, that's pretty impressive stuff. So first and foremost, thanks for being with us and welcome.
Well, thank you. Glad to be with you folks as well, with you, Tony. And thank you for the invite and the opportunity to be out here with you and to discuss the work that we're doing.
You know, it's funny, we have a lot of emphasis that the chamber, and we try to say we're a chamber of as much a chamber of communities as a chamber of commerce. And I really thank Allison Pickle, who really brought our whole Veterans Initiative to the forefront, important as could be. And then we meet people like you who are doing great things. Can you just talk about really what the Valley Health Partners mission is and what you've been working on?
Sure. So just for some clarification, the Veteran Health Program had launched on November 17th, November 10th, 2017, and it was under the guise of Lehigh Valley Health Network. And we've been doing this for 3 years. And when Valley Health Partners came into existence a little over a year ago, we discussed it would be a great fit because part of the mission of Valley Health Partners is for not only health equity, but to serve underserved populations. So it is a federally qualified health center look-alike, which means that while they don't get federal funding, they are completely funded through Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement. It's an enhanced reimbursement. So LVHN is aligned, and so is Valley Health Partners, together to provide that service to the community. And you can come see come see us at Valley Health Partners, not only my program, but get the healthcare that most people need, like primary care, at Valley Health Partners, and it's regardless of whether you can pay or not. And that's what makes it key. I think that's the importance of trying to achieve trying to get to the underserved population, but also to achieve health equity and to improve healthcare and the well-being of all of our population in the Lehigh Valley.
But again, with your background, certainly the veterans is paramount. And again, and something, in my opinion, that should be. I think we have people that have obviously given their lives for this country, giving so much time to this country. And I think I just want to make sure that if we have veterans out there, which we will, who are viewing this, they understand that your arms are open to them.
Absolutely. You know, this program is designed to serve the veterans and the military member. So we're not just focusing on just the veteran being those who are separated from the military, but all those who are currently serving and are on active duty, reservists or guardsmen in the Lehigh Valley area, or in any area in which we can, the 13, I usually use a 13 county area above and below Northampton and around Northampton and Lehigh counties. But we also are serving families of those veterans, and we can certainly open our arms to those folks as well, because when the veteran or when the member is serving in the military, the family serves as well. We don't, so this program does not discriminate in that respect.
You know, that's a great point. And I think I brought it up recently at one of the Business Matters shows, and that is that, again, that the family serves as a whole, and it impacts the family as a whole. Let me ask you this, Alex, what are your biggest concerns relative to our veterans and their health care? And one thing you're feeling good about and want to, I think we talked about the many assets a veteran brings to the workforce, but if you could touch on those two things, it's sort of the paradox.
Well, that's interesting because transitioning from the military is always difficult. It's pretty easy, and I have as well found from the experience transitioning from civilian life into the military is easy, but transitioning back out becomes a little bit more difficult.
Yes.
Generally because the military encompasses you and really takes care and supports you. You're really mission focused, and there are so many services around the bases that your family gets the support that they need. So, when a veteran comes out, has a job, among the biggest things that they are having difficulty with is, and we focus a lot on PTSD, but there's also the actual physical element of getting health care, and it's complex and it's not easy. And so and one of the most proudest things I think we have done and engaged with is taking that complexity right out of the veterans' hands and helping them walk through it. Because when you come to this program, when you come to the Veteran Health Program, and the way we've designed it is that you're not just going to get access to care and navigation, but you're going to get case management that will go, and we'll stay with you until we've solved as many problems as we can for you.
I love it. That's amazing. I want to bring on Allison Pickle because this has been hugely important to Allison. And I thank Allison because, as I said, like any large organization, you're going to a lot of different directions, but this was priority. We've met some amazing people like you, Alex, who really are working hard to make sure that transition into the community is important and that we lift up these people that have again, given so much to their country. So Allison Pickle, I know you have a couple of questions for Alex, so fire away.
Thank you so much, Tony. And I really appreciate Alex being with us today. He has been with us since the very beginning of the formation of the Veterans and Military Council and is still showing up. And we appreciate the work he does on the council and with Valley Health Partners. One of the objectives of the Veterans Council, and I know of Alex's, for you, is really to educate employers on the skill sets veterans bring to any organization. Can you talk a little bit about that unique set of skill sets and what employers tuning into today's episode should know about transitioning veterans into the workforce?
Yeah, first of all, I think the most important thing is, and just some statistics here, the majority who adjust and come out of the military, the 44% maybe have very mild issues. So, a lot of employers have concerns about hiring a military person. I don't want to hire someone who has some really emotional issues that I can't deal with. Generally, that's a very, very small portion of the population. 25% of combating vets, or 25% of those returning out of that 44%, you're really getting maybe 1 or 2% who really are having post-traumatic stress, and it's not that prevalent. Most of them, like I said, can absolutely deal with those issues. But the things that I like to talk about to employers are like there's 7 points that veterans bring to the workforce. And first of all, it's quick learners. Now, they're quick learners, yes, but here's the deal. There are a lot of quick learners out there, but the difference is that when you come out of the military, you've not only done it and learned the task of how to learn fast quickly, but you've done it under high pressure all the time. So you're learning new stuff, and they're expecting you're going to have it done within days or hours, okay, in some respects. So the quick learner aspect, the tolerance. When you go into the military, you don't know who you're going to be working with, and you're going to and there's a lot of diversity going on. And the military is a microcosm of our civilian society, so therefore they're already primed to work with whoever you're going to put them on with the team, and that means that they're going to be team players, and that team player aspect is very important. But and the leadership we talk a lot about, but the leadership aspect is not just all encompassing, just being a great leader, but also knowing when to be a great follower. because we can't all be chiefs at the same time. We've got to be Indians as well. And I got to tell you, they know how to go back and forth between that pretty quickly and pretty easily. And then, they're pretty efficient, they're tenacious, and they appreciate receiving feedback. And some people don't know how to receive feedback. Well, in the military, we're always receiving feedback, and we kind of know how to take that, reflect on it, and then incorporate those suggestions.
Just before Allison jumps in, that's a great point, the feedback, because a lot of people today struggle with that. And it's hard to improve self if you're not willing to and open to feedback. And of course, they're the service that they've given is all about feedback. So anyway, go ahead, Alice. Allie, I wanted to just jump in and say that.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tony. And one of the questions too, and I know we talk about this quite a bit, as a community, how can we be more veteran friendly? I know we talk and throw around the word veteran smart, right? So how are we proactively working, not just I think from the employer end, but as a community as a whole relative to healthcare? What can we be doing better within the Lehigh Valley to help our transitioning veterans, not just coming and assimilating back into civilian life, but then also finding employment with our employers here in the Valley?
Well, I think there are some great programs out there that are being offered. I know that within the chamber and the Veterans and Military Council are trying to reach out. We're discussing, if I may, things like roundtables that involve education of employers and how to deal with and reach out to veterans. There are a lot of different programs. One of the most recent ones that I'm looking at, and Valley Health Partners, along with Lehigh Valley Health Network, looking at for employing veterans, is called DoD Skill Bridge. Excellent opportunity there, where there's already a program that you can reach out to the DoD to hire veterans, and it's kind of almost like a central area where you can list your organization and actually get veterans to actually apply for positions with you. They can be in forms of employment or training, education, internships, fellowships. And what's the neat thing about it is you can get them for 180 days and the DoD will pay for that. So that's pretty neat. So those type of programs are out there. You just got to search for them. There's a wide variety.
Alexander, quick question, and then I'll go back to Allie, but I wanted to ask you, you had an accomplished career, incredibly accomplished career. Can you talk about your journey, how you got in the service, while you're in the service, what you accomplished, and the transition out?
Wow, that's very long. First of all, let me just say up front, I don't have any combat experience, okay, but I do have a lot of experience supporting combat operations. I got in because my parents were Greek immigrants that came over, very proud of being Americans. And however, they were a little later in life. My father was a little later in life. And so by the time he got here, he wasn't eligible for military service. So he said to me one time, when I remember I was 17, 18 years old, he said, "Alex, if you can ever serve in this American military and give back to this country, I ask you that you consider it on behalf of this family." Wow. So it was that's the old American.
Amen. Amen.
And so I went and got my undergraduate and graduate degree in healthcare administration, and then right from there, I kind of fulfilled my dad's wishes and went in as a first lieutenant and spent 28 years in service between active duty and reserve duty, and just was a hospital administrator, healthcare administrator, did different variety of positions. But the final positions that I was involved with were right after the 9/11, where I was activated as I was a reservist, and I was activated for the last 11 years of active duties, and spent a lot of time putting together policies and legislation and support for activated reservists and guardsmen who, believe it or not, at the time, there was no real parity on benefits between active duty and reservists and guardsmen when they were activated. and did not support family issues. So that was my job. And I did it along with a few other folks on a DoD panel. And we were able to get our congressmen and senators to listen. And the first major legislation was the Dole-Shalala Act back in 2007. And so there were many other things that we did after that. But, you know, I got the unique opportunity to work very closely at the Reserve Headquarters staff at the DoD, and also engaging with the House and Senate Armed Services committees. But let me tell you something, it doesn't matter who or what I've done. Everybody who goes in the military has a stellar career and comes out of it with an honorable discharge. You know, we just happen to be at the right place at the right time sometimes.
Yeah, that's great. Allison, I'll let you, if you have one more question, and then close us out. It's all up to you, Allison Pickle.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tony. And I did have one question, and that would be, what advice would you give to someone that's interested in joining the military, given that you have so much experience? And what would you say to them for someone that's considering joining?
I still encourage folks to join the military. I think it's a great career, great equal opportunity. There are opportunities abound if you seek them out and if you're ready to accept them from wherever they come. So whether you're going in as a enlisted or going in as a lieutenant and officer, you really need to just ride that career all the way through. It is a great opportunity. Even if you just decide to serve 4, 8, or 10 years, it doesn't matter. The things that you gain are going to go and last with you for the rest of your career and for the rest of your life. The things that you gain is not just career, but for your personal life as well. But I would give this advice. Now, I'll give you a little story that I was mentoring a new officer and in the healthcare field, and he was kind of complaining about the way we do things. And I said, well, you got to think about something here. I said, we do a very important job because we only have one job, and that is to make sure at the end of the day, those who are supporting the warfighter, the person who's climbing in that aircraft and is delivering the ordnance to our enemy, is able to do that. So you're in a lethal profession, but that's the only mission. And so keep your eyes wide open, because it's a risky profession, but it's a wholly worthwhile profession, and it's rewarding.
Yeah, amen. Amazing story, amazing work you're doing. And again, I'll turn over to you, Allison. But again, Alexander, Alex, you're a good guy, and your father. You come from a great family, that's for sure. And that was clear in your story. And boy, that was moving. So, Allison, it's all yours.
All right. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much for all the work you're doing, for your service in the military, for the work with the council and at Valley Health Partners. You are truly one of Lehigh Valley's greatest heroes. And thank you for all you've done and you'll continue to do to serve our veterans and military community. We are forever grateful to you and for you for your service. So thank you so much to all of our viewers today for tuning into Game Changers. Again, Alex, thank you for being our guest, and we wish you all the best in the future. I know you're stuck with me for a long time, but thanks again for tuning in to Game Changers, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you for inviting me.